ballin'. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat, ooh, Pac-Man, that's the way my neck talking. Right? I ain't never coming back the way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. With a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an A. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the pawn. I'm on a jet across the globe. I guess the world is my home and there's so many milkers bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell as a vessel alone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs saying hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not. The stereotypes, they do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone dogs. I'm not a guard. Go hard for the squad. I'm playing my part. Them LeBron. Rings to the team. I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to the well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk inside the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, another loss. GPS, another.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Throwing here on first down. Flacco. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Phillip Lindsay, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Block it! Hey! 58 to Mike. Delta. 58 to Mike. Hey, tight. 58, boys. 58 to Mike.
From the gun, Flacco finds his rookie first rounder. It's Noah Fant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Flacco. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. On first down, Flacco. He finds Riddick, complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Riddick trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Philip Lindsay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. With a 3rd-year man, this is Tariq Cohen. Space to maneuver at the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
At the 35-yard line. 7-7, our score after one. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with second down and less than a yard. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Here's Riddick. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Second in inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Passing play, Flacco, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Incomplete on first down, now Flacco on second. This is caught at the 20.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
Red. 58, come on. Hey, box truck. Come on, D. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
Flacco will take to the air again. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Touchdown, Chicago! Charkandrick West, 91 yards, and the Bears have taken the lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, now Lindsey lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And some room to run now. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
The 34-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Flacco. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Joe Flacco. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 34 yards there and a first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Now this throw caught left side. Touchdown, Chicago! Allen Robinson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. 1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Flacco, he's going to air one out. And his throw intercepted by the All-Pro corner, Kyle Fuller. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
11. Hey, Zoo.
Now it's Love. He finds Robinson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Davis. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
We taking wins home. Monday.
On 2nd down now, it's West. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, West. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos are going to get it at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To pass, Flacco. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And his throw intercepted by the All-Pro corner, Kyle Fuller. They'll run on 1st down. It's West. He will push his way down to about the 14. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. The kick by Pinheiro is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play.
Check 24, check 24. Watch twist, watch twist.
They'll run forward to Tariq Cohen into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be second and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
They try again with Cohen. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They come out here in the I. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal.
You better be afraid of me. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
Now West. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a fourth and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
We play to win. Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. stepping up. He'll try and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
56. Get your swerve on.
Get it. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You can't block me.
Again, it's Cohen. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go. Ready. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, quick. Go.
Throwing on 3rd down. Luck. And Robinson with a big catch. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry for Davis. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Close. Hey, Haywood. 55.
Luck on first down. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 25 yards that time.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
First down, a run with Cohen. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Close. Right here, guys. Mike 51.
Luck now to throw. It's complete to Robinson. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to pound it in with West. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Charkandrick West with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Bears 41, Broncos 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Khalil Mack able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
I'm going to run you over.
3 wide, 3 wide.
Flacco. This is the tight end Fant. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Fant, the 1st-round pick out of Iowa, taken 20th overall. 2nd tight end taken in the draft. Amazingly, the 2nd Iowa tight end taken in the draft is teammate T.J. Hawkinson. 8th overall, he was selected by the Lions. But Noah Fant really wowed everyone in Indianapolis at the Combine, and now trying to parlay that into an impressive NFL career. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
15 yards. That's good for the Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Got that, 180.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
1st and 10 here for Flacco. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Khalil Mack. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Now
Flacco. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
He's great. He's checking.
Monday, that's left.
Hey, exit. No.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. He'll find Lindsey here. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
On the double.
Go 58 to the mic. Let's go. Double tight, guys. Double tight.
We got 4.
Locke will try to sneak, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, West. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Flacco looks to throw. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Well, the Broncos had 15 fourth down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. Here we go on fourth down. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Hey, behind staff, 180.
Come on, D.
One last gasp for Flacco. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion.